You know when you're looking at something and you're looking at a picture and it just reminds you so much of someone else, and then you just go and find not the same stance exactly, but more or less the same facial expression on someone else. Yeah. I'm not sure if I line it up quite straight away, but I think you get the general gist. Their mouths are almost the same. Their eyes are the same. And this man is now going to say what he's going to say in just a minute, playing after this piece of footage. Yeah, it's a bit mind-boggling that he's going to come out with the next statement, really. You know, if he's doing all these things. Yeah. Anyway, what we're going to do is, in a minute, when this finishes playing, we're going to play the video. It's only a couple of minutes long. Just listen to what he says. Yeah. Can't imagine that they allowed him to say it unless he was allowed to say it, or whoever they are, because are they a computer program, someone said to me today. Let's continue.
I mean, this certainly has taken over the mind space of the world to a degree that is quite shocking.
Yeah. Well, out of nowhere. That's what's crazy. It's like you go back to November, nothing. Now here we are, December, January, February, March, April, May, 6 months. Totally different world. So from nothing to everything's locked down. There's so much conflicting information and conflicting opinions about how to proceed. Mm-hmm. What has happened. You find things where there was a meat packing plant, I believe, in Missouri, where 300 plus people were asymptomatic, tested positive or asymptomatic. And then in other places, it just ravages entire communities and kills people. And it's so weird. It almost appears on the like if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, "What?" It seems like there's a bunch of different viruses. It doesn't seem like it's the same thing, or has a bunch of different reactions to the biological variety of people.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of saw this whole thing play out in China before it played out in the U.S. So it's kind of like watching the same movie again, but in English. So yeah. I mean, I think the mortality rate is much less than what say the World Health Organization said it was. It's very much less. It's like probably at least an order of magnitude less. I mean, I think the mortality rate is much less than what say the World Health Organization said it was. It's very much less. It's like probably at least an order of magnitude less. I mean, I think the mortality rate is much less than what say the World Health Organization said it was. It's very much less. It's like probably at least an order of magnitude less. I mean, I think the mortality rate is much less than what say the World Health Organization said it was. It's very much less. It's like probably at least an order of magnitude less.
Well, it seems to be very deadly to very specific kinds of people and people with specific problems.
Yeah, I mean, if you can look at the mortality statistics, by age and whether they have comorbidities, like do they have like basically existing conditions, and by age, and if you're below 60 and have no serious health issues, the probability of death is extremely low. It's not zero, but it's extremely low.
They didn't think that this was the case, though, when they first started to lock down the country. Do you think that it's a situation where once they've proceeded in a certain way, it's very difficult to correct course?
It's almost like people really wanted a panic. It's quite crazy.